Hello, welcome back to the layout. And with this week's episode, I really want to just get some detailing on the layout. And I'll go through a few of the items. I finished detailing the barge, so you can probably see that I'll put some mooring posts on. I've got some tyres that's fitted around, bit of that old piece of chain that was on there. The mooring posts actually are N-gauge oil drums, but I didn't have anything else, so I just used some black card on the bottom, sprayed that actually black because it didn't seem to be great, you could see all the edges and things like that. So, and then I just sprayed these oil barrels white and stuck them on. I thought that looked quite good. And these tyres that I've used, so I've just put a small bit of rope, glued all those on, and these are actually double O gauge tyres. So I'll let you have a closer look at that once get it on the layout. And I've decided to weather the crane a little bit more. I've also put a chain on there instead of the rope that was on it. Well, bit of cotton thread. And I've also got some items to detail. So got a couple of vehicles. So this one here was did actually say evening news on the side. So I removed all that, did a bit of a repaint, and then very dirty weather. So you'll see that. And I've got these woodland scenic figures. So I've stuck some acetate on the bottom so they can just stand up on layout and don't have to secure them in place anywhere. They come with quite a few nice pieces of detail. I also have some 3D crates, 3D printed crates, which I've used to stack a couple like this. But I'll get those so you can see. And we've got a forklift truck driver, and it's quite good value from Woodland Scenics on these. I mean, they're not perfect, and they're not 100% correct scale because these are more American O gauge scale, so rather than British O gauge. So, but it looks fine. I mean, you would sit in that car without an issue. I mean, the Minis are quite a small vehicle anyway, but if you were saying that, so I think that's perfectly adequate. So I'm going to get these on the layout shortly, but before that I want to make some trees. So, because I want some really good sized trees for the layout, and one of the problems that you get is trees are just so expensive if you want to buy them, and they're just so easy to make, but making them look good, that's the difficult bit. So I'm going to have a go at that now. I've done smaller trees in the past for N gauge and double O gauge, but never anything in this scale, so it'll be a challenge. So that's next, and then I'll get some detail on the layout. I'll go through the Fiddle Yard with you, and then we'll get some trains running. Alright, one thing layout is missing is trees, and I've already started this one. Just got my just got a piece of board. I will need to make another one, so, and I sort of wanted it to be about this sort of tall. Well, it's going to be a bit taller than that anyway, so the plan was to wrap sort of about half of this reel around, then I just sort of cut it off and then twist it together. I will make another one. But just going to get this one finished first and then get them on the layout. So the next job is to just cover all this drum. In the past I've used air drying clay. Problem is with that is if you chip it, so just twist that a little bit more. So if you do chip it, you get the white seeing through. So I'm going to use the same polyfiller mixed in with a bit of brown paint and then cover all that. And I think that would work better. So, not used that before, that method. So I'm going to just mix some brown paint up now and mix it in with some polyfiller. So I've got my brown paint mix. I want to make sure that looks okay. I know this is going to take a lot of drying time, that's the downside of this. And whether it works, it's not the most solid filler out there, but it does give a flexible feel, so hopefully I won't be able to chip any off. Right, let's be sure I've got a nice clean area. And I just want to get this smeared all over the tree. I don't care if it's a bit blobby because it's supposed to be nature. Might be better doing it by hand. So let me get the rest of this covered, this filler, and let's get it dried. Well, that seems to have gone on okay. Still a little bit more drying I think needed, especially where it's clumped up a bit. So I think I would just leave that to dry a little bit longer, but I'm going to give it a just a spray with the and this is oak brown before I go any further. It's quite a big clumpy tree, but we'll be using seafoam, giving that some texture. So I'm just hoping they come out okay. Right, time to get some foliage on these now. I'm going to sort of chop a few pieces off these and glue them in. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but hopefully reasonably well. Let me get some glue. This glue is not quick drying, so it's going to be a bit of time. Not sure I've got enough for more than one tree. So let's just choose a few pieces and cut them and just keep adding branches. I'm not going to waste any of this and add them all in, really. think this is going to take me some time. So come back once I've got all this on. I've carried on adding as much seafoam as I've got a little bit left, not got enough for another tree. So building O-gauge trees takes a lot of seafoam. So, but next stage I need to respray this in brown. So I'm going to get the brown spray and do that. Right, I'm just going to leave that to dry. And then get on with the next part. Right, that's all dried nice. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a green spray on top where the leaves would be, and then going to get some of the grass textures on it. So I'm actually going to be using you can make your own using sawdust and paint, but I've got some really fine turf that I'm going to use for this. So this is sort of about roughly 1 mil or something like that, so should look alright. And you can see we've got a few different shades there, so and I'm going to just let that dry a little bit. Right, to get for my static grass stick I use a hairspray, so give it a good coat. Not everybody does it this way, so I just find it works quite nice. You might, to make sure you get it all over where you want it. So I'm going to need more, and after a few more applications, it's starting to look quite good. So and I've just completely fixed it with a bit more hairspray. Plenty still on the mat. So, but yeah, I think that should come out all right. So there we go. Let's go and just see how that sort of looks on the layout itself. I'm just gonna not waste any of this. And the idea is it sort of blends in. I just need to face it up properly, plant it in somewhere around there, and it sort of hides the exit. there we have it in place. I've just made a hole and just put some PVA glue in there to secure it. That's it. So I would like to get another one made, but I'm going to need to order some more seafoam for that. Right, Fiddle Yard. So this has been completely rebuilt. I've used a set of points instead on this yard. I've put my isolator joints in. I put a point motor in. I've got all this wired up now, so all that is working. I've put a connector just on here, so I can put the controller on here and operate it from the front. There's also a connector on the back, and you can then also reach over and can use this control panel, nice and easy on the back. I haven't labelled anything up on the control panel, but I've just got lights. I've got points, so that's the one just on the Fiddle Yard itself, that's the one on the layout, and that's the signal on the layout. So the idea is you just press both of those down, and then it changes the signal to the correct way. Press both up, and then it will change the signal to the correct way. Right, connections on the back are really nice and simple. Just use these 6-way connectors. I've used an 8-way connector so you can't get them in the wrong way round, and that just connects sort of the power, track power and voltage and lights, and then I've got all my points on the other one. And also, like I was saying, I've just put a connector on the back there so I can connect the DC controller if needed. Right, that's all the items on the layout. As you can see, barge sitting nice on the water there, and I just created these just from a bit of airy string, and they just loosely put over there so you can easily remove the barge. See a bit of a rusty chain there that I fitted. Same with that side, so you've seen the dock scene already. And we've got a couple of celebrities, so drop a comment if you recognise them. And you can see got the tree there that I made earlier. I'm just waiting for some more materials so I can make the next one. Got the point lever set up, and the ground signal. So we've got the van driver there just asking directions, more of what he needs to pick up, what loads. And obviously we've got a little bit of detail going off. So let me get a couple of locomotives running.
And there we have the layout. Sorry for a few little technical problems on the running there, and a little bit of shunting, but hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I'm going to get more trees made, a little bit more detail than added, and hopefully I can get my shunting and running a little bit better. Anyway, I wish you a very good evening, very good rest of the day, and take care, and hopefully I'll see you on the next episode.